and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life through our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
So final, so empty and quick. I'll miss Alice.
I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
And A Life of Grime returns next Wednesday at 8:30 here on BBC One.
And the latest from here is
action-packed
pressure dominating, but there isn't a cloud any minute now.
To a thrilling finale.
Gorgeous day to be outdoors. This weather is going to stay with us until the end of the week.
We try to be everywhere in the Midlands.
And we make sure we get there, no matter what it takes.
Thanks for making us the #1 news programme.
So each weekday, 6:30, make a date with Midlands Today.
Wrong place, wrong time. The National Lottery, in it to win it with the National Lottery Draws Live. Saturday at 7:30 on BBC One. Right place, right time.
Your passion must be secret, and your past must be buried.
You care deeply, don't you, about fighting fascism?
It's what I live for. I'd do anything.
It's terribly important at times like these that the right people in the right places.
The story of the Cambridge Spies.
Traitors don't come from the top. Not in England.
Friday the 9th of May on BBC Two.
We stand or fall together.
What's it like to sell your wedding pictures for $1 million and spend it all on little black dresses? Well, the truth behind Victoria Beckham. She tells the lot. BBC One tonight, 10:40.
Tonight, going after the lawbreakers.
It's now going towards stand by, right.
They will do anything once police get behind them to evade capture.
Cruel lessons learned. Without fear or favour.
If we took you to court for all the defects I've listed, there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of fines.
Now on foot, towards the river.
Never giving up. Cracking down on crime, cutting the casualties.
That's the biggest challenge. How can we impact on the population of London to get them to drive better and safer and have less people killed and injured on the roads?
London last week. More than 1 million motorists returning to work after the Easter break, meaning business as usual for the capital's traffic cops.
It's a city that was built with old and narrow roads before we got to the 21st century and the number of people who drive cars and all the things that go with cars.
Les Owen is no ordinary cop. He's the boss, the head of the Metropolitan Police Road Traffic Unit.
There are 650 police officers and 100 members of civil staff, one of the largest operational command units in London.
And Owen never stops policing.
Hello, sir. Can you put your seatbelt on for me, please? Oh, sorry. Thank you very much.
Even when he and his driver are on the way to work. Strictly hands-on when it comes to lawbreakers, Owen has now spotted a car which he believes shouldn't be on the road.
When he comes to a stop, he doesn't have any brake lights. He's also got a passenger in the back seat, which suggests he might be a minicab. He's not got any brake lights, definitely, because he's come to a stop there. Vehicles behind him might not appreciate his slowing down and give them difficulty in stopping. Brake lights actually contribute to road safety by letting people know, don't they?
Letting people know is one of the boss's missions. Breaking the law equals a stop. no matter what time of day.
We're just getting him to pull up in this side road. Yes, and he's following us. That's good. Morning, sir. I'd like to just ask you about your vehicle.
My vehicle?
Yeah. Is it your car?
Yeah.
Okay. We noticed as you came to a stop that your brake lights are not working. My colleague will just have a quick look at your vehicle.
I have a passenger going to Victoria Station.
You're a minicab, are you? Okay.
Minicabs are a road safety priority in London. Too many are unsafe.
Not everybody maintains their vehicle well enough, and consequently they allow problems on the vehicle to develop. And it's by us stopping and examining the vehicles that we can detect them. And often the driver hasn't got a clue about the defect.
This driver is no exception. His defects are so bad that the boss won't let him drive any further.
If you listen to the officer, he's going to explain something about the car.
Your foot brake goes right down to the bottom. There should be travel there. There's no travel at all. I think there's something wrong with your servo on there. It's going to need doing.
So
you can't use the vehicle when your condition is in. You cannot use this vehicle on the road until you've had any MOT done on it. So I'm going to issue you with a prohibition.
It's going to be taken off the road. It's not safe.
Prohibition means end of the line, and a problem for a Mexican tourist on the way to Gatwick, the real victim of a broken law.
Not working correctly. If the car is not fit to be on the road, a qualified vehicle examiner and some qualified traffic division officers can prohibit the use of that car, and it can be immediate.
So immediate that one visitor to Britain is going to have to find another way to the airport. But the driver still gets at least part of his fare. In Britain's capital, the state of motor vehicles and the standard of driving has become so bad that the traffic cops have been forced to take drastic action. Too many people are being killed.
The challenge we have is to reduce the number of serious and fatal collisions in London. What I'd like to see is how we can impact on the people who drive in London to reduce the number of crashes.
Past the Langdon turn off, still A127, speed has increased, I'd say 90 miles an hour, HGV on a traffic vehicle. Vehicle to the near side lane now, he's trying to get through the traffic, stand by.
London's lawbreakers also include criminals and joyriders who routinely steal cars to take on the traffic cops. They don't always win. This thief has been stopped just outside London by traffic cops from Essex Police.
The vehicle has been stopped, A12.
He's drunk and on drugs.
One has been arrested, none outstanding.
This is Bexley in southeast London on the borders with Kent. It has a bad car crime record. Last year, more than 5,500 motoring laws were broken here. PC's Irvine and Dooley are in the forefront of the Met's war against the capital's lawbreakers.
Some youngsters actually bait police. Go out, steal a car, look for a police car, and then when the police car tries to stop them, then they put the foot down and away they go.
Away they go is a byword for cops who chase young offenders. You find them, and then they make a run for it, on foot or on wheels.
The majority of people who I've arrested for theft of motor vehicles, or what we call TDAs, those sort of people have been the younger elements, sort of 18 downwards, really. School up here on the left-hand side.
Irvine and Dooley are after truanting school children who like to learn about cars while their mates study geography.
It's about 12, that kid in that Sierra.
Sierra?
Yeah, the white Sierra Hatridge.
Dooley thinks he's found one.
He had a school uniform on.
It's up to Irvine to go after him, backing Dooley's hunch.
If you speak to other officers, this sixth sense, as it were, whilst you're on patrol, you're looking and you just think something's not quite right, whether it's the person looks too young to drive the car or the car doesn't fit their profile. It's that gut feeling, and it's quite strong.
This time, it's stronger than usual. But first, they must confirm PC Dooley's suspicions.
Where the van is.
Oh, yes.
Got to speak to him? Yeah, just drive past, and I'm sure he's got a school uniform on.
The school uniform is the clincher, but he's also breaking other laws.
He hasn't got a seatbelt either.
And is going to break another, failing to stop when asked to do so by a police officer.
H764 CDV.
PC Irvin is now into a chase.
447 from Yankee over.
Unfortunately for the lawbreaker, he's a top hot pursuit driver.
It's a road 21, vehicle phone stop for police at H Hotel 764. Charlie Delta Victor over.
Hotel 764, Charlie Delta Victor by Sierra. Putting up a pursuit, Super Yankee over.
It's Park Hill Road, Sidcup, right to right, it's Park Hill Road, Sidcup over. It's now going towards, stand by, it's right to right. Parkhurst Road is now left, Upton Road south, failing to stop, 80 miles per hour over.
80 miles an hour in school uniform is unusual. Irvin and Dooley's car can only do 90, whilst the schoolboy's Sierra has a top speed of 113.
Stand by, we've got a decamp,
But there's been a crash. The Sierra has hit a wall and the car chase is over. The boy is out and running.
I'm trying to listen, they've gone straight to the main channel. Got no other information, I'm trying to listen in. Yeah, Finsbury Way, it's a decamp, male IC1 driver, in a school uniform, male IC1 passenger. Now on foot, towards the river, over.
He's managed to get away from us at first, and then, due to the erratic nature of his driving, he's crashed the car, and then he's jumped out of the car and run away.
While PC Irvin checks the river, PC Dooley is still going for it.
If there's units coming, if you can go to Park Hill Road, that's where they're going to come out to, over.
And he's not wasting his time.
Here he is, over there. Yeah, I've got eyeball on the driver. He's in a field running, I believe, east, behind the houses, Park Hill Road.
All too often, kids who take and drive cars end up regretting it. Last year, 17,000 juveniles stole cars. Many were seriously injured. At the control room in Bexley, there are more problems for the local cops.
Got reports of a male being crushed under a forklift truck.
PC Cottenden's taking the call. He's only recently joined the traffic cops and now realises just how unpredictable a life he must now lead.
Anything can happen. You might have an armed robbery, you might have a serious car accident where people are seriously injured. You literally never know what is going to come.
This is bad news. An air ambulance means a serious accident with life-threatening injuries.
If we're the first the emergency services to get there, basically we'll do whatever first aid we can until the ambulance and the fire brigade get there.
Cottenden isn't used to forklift truck injuries. Usually he's after lawbreakers, kids who steal cars. But this time he's on a mission of mercy. The man who's been crushed by a forklift is in a bad way. He'll be lucky to get out of this alive.
Yes, stand by, 447's just assessing the injuries.
The cops can do little other than keep everyone updated.
The injuries at the moment are thought to be very serious, though not known at the moment if they're life-threatening or not.
From PC Cottenden's viewpoint, the injuries are critical, but the paramedics have saved the day.
One stabilisation from below, so kind of next to him with his hands coming up the side of his head.
They say he's got lower abdominal injuries, so hopefully there's nothing major there. Fingers crossed for him. They're in the process of knocking him out to make it easy for him, so they can move and transport him in the ambulance.
Okay, pack time 18:15.
Meanwhile, back in Bexley, PC's Dooley and Irvin are still hunting the boy they believe drove and crashed the Sierra they chased.
The driver looks about 14, that's probably why he didn't want to stop. He was in school uniform of it.
He's got a carrier and 6 coming
Down Inspector Hawkins.
They know the boy has run away and therefore avoided being caught red-handed. But in this part of Britain, car crime is now treated with zero tolerance.
Yeah, see, you know here on the left-hand side, the footpath. And he's got a white shirt on and black trousers.
Irvin and Dooley won't give up until he's caught or lost. But it's now becoming clear that during the chase, the boy almost killed a mother and her children.
Coming,
That car been down there, that blue one.
He also hit a parked car.
And it's nearly gone into these kids.
Well, I've got the full registration, yeah, just haven't got him at the moment.
You got him? I tell you, it's these kids.
Yeah, but the area that we got, we don't know.
Back at the forklift accident, there's a mystery that still needs solving.
I'm just checking for anything such as the blood marks underneath there, see if there's any more splashes anywhere else, especially on the side of the actual machine itself. Take any pictures that I think may be of use.
Unusually, the victim's father is here, but relatives always want to know what went wrong when vehicles are involved. An investigation will be launched by the Health and Safety Executive.
That's perfect.
2 miles away, Dooley and Irvin have given up hope of finding their runaway schoolboy. But they haven't yet examined the car he crashed.
Yes, sir. Guess what we've got in the bag?
It's a treasure trove.
School blazer.
We've got school uniform in the back of the vehicle. Stand by.
447, where do you want the garage sergeant to go to, Heather?
If you can come to Finsbury Way.
A school blazer with a lessons timetable in the pocket. The ultimate giveaway.
It's got his name on it. You know what lessons he's been doing today?
From Yankee 447. I was right about the schoolboy.
Yeah.
He's left his school uniform in the car with his name on the label, what his mum's put on there.
The car hasn't been reported stolen. Another mystery for Irvin and Dooley to solve.
Got no register to keep at the moment, so whoever's driving the vehicle's probably just bought it very on the cheap. There's identification in the vehicle that relates to a young person. The driver I believe to be a young person. What we need to do is make some inquiries with that person, find out why his property is in this vehicle.
Chasing young lawbreakers is always a problem for police officers. Desperation usually means extreme danger.
They will do anything once the police get behind them to evade capture, so we then have to obviously abide by the rules. But if we don't capture these people, they'll come again. And always the same people that keep coming back, the same customers all the time.
London's customers come in bulk. 60,000 cars are stolen every year. But it's the kids who take and drive to joyride who are a particular problem. Another criminal crash. But this time it's not real. It's part of a campaign to persuade school children to reject crime.
The actual idea is basically to deter youngsters of a certain age, between 13 and 16, to avoid them getting involved in motor vehicle crime.
It's a tough lesson.
The red Escort here, it's got 2 passengers in it, a youngish driver and a female. By the bus stop, you can see 4 women. It looks as though obviously they're injured, and we've got a green Renault here with 3 passengers in it. 2 of them, the driver and the passenger, look or appear to be unconscious.
But they're not, of course. Not that the audience is any less shocked.
We try for realism. The majority of motor vehicle crime is committed by young people between 13 and 16 years old. And if we can get them at the age they start, even if we make one understand, at least that's one that won't either get in a car or perhaps steal a car.
This joyriding drama involves a driver ploughing into a bus stop, killing a pedestrian.
One of the things we do in traffic division is we consider education and enforcement. And often you can get the message across by explaining to them.
How old are you? 14. Bad news is someone has died in this accident. But it wasn't my fault. Well, until that's investigated, you're under arrest on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving.
When my staff have picked up the remains of a fatal collision, and it occurred because of a particular driving style, you can get that message across to people and explain to them that what you've done or how you've driven could lead to a fatal or serious collision.
We've got one fatality, several injuries, perhaps down to a bit of silliness by a very, very young lad that shouldn't have been driving a car in the first place. You've got to think about the impact on everybody's family that's a victim here. It happens. It actually happens. Worth thinking about.
And the kids do.
How many years will the boy go to prison? Because he's 14 and he's under the age of driving.
Needless to say that causing death by dangerous driving is an imprisonable offence, and it has been known for juveniles to be sent to prison or youth custody.
Convincing school children to support the anti-joyriding campaign isn't straightforward.
I think it went very well. I'm keen to do it again, and there's a few teething problems, some things that we did right, some things we got wrong, some things we can improve on. Even if you practice and practice and practice, you can still get it wrong.
Getting it wrong often means failing to catch the lawbreakers you are after. Back at the Nick, PC's Dooley and Irvin are now filling out forms explaining why the schoolboy in this Sierra got away.
What we're hoping to do is at some point go and speak to the person who's named at the top of this form, who lives local to us, and ask him why his blazer was in this car with the keys. He's obviously got to account for his actions, and we'll take it from there, really. May well be that at the moment we suspect he's the driver because he didn't have a blazer on when he got out of the car. So that's my suspicion.
A suspicion is not good enough. Hard evidence is required, and this will take time. In the centre of London, there's a different campaign on the go. The heat of the night brings out drunken drivers and other lawbreakers. Sometimes the need for a ride home and a cab coincides.
I've arrested someone before on a night duty, a 20-year-old lad, and the sole reason he stole the car was he didn't have any money for a cab. And he had a bottle of Jack Daniels. He decided he wanted to get home. It was raining, so he decided to steal a car just to drive home.
Night shifts are policing the hard way.
Being a Friday night, you'll find that there's a lot more youngsters out and about, come sort of 12, 1 in the morning. And what some of them do, they're just bored, and they just go around and they're just opportunistically go into a car park and see if they can nick something from the car. Not because they specifically want it, but just something to do, you know.
For most traffic cops, driving in London is a constant challenge.
Overtake, oh! Swerve overtake.
The motorist in front doesn't realise he's just cut up a police car.
Oh, heavy brake, look.
With a video camera.
He's up the curb.
Bad move. Certain punishment.
No, he's going in.
Fair cop. But there's little time for celebration.
Blue Ford Orion outside the location has been broken into by an IC1 male. Now made up towards Dark.
Another car's been stolen.
Blue Orion, Juliet, we thought it had gone on to the A2, but it hasn't. We believe it's gone straight Blendon towards Bexley Village.
That way.
It's a Ford Orion, and it's been taken from where Dooley and Irvin have been patrolling.
Yank 22 Bexley Village. We've just had information from one of our colleagues saying that the vehicle that was said that was lost or stolen has been sighted coming through the Bexley Village here. They've lost sight of the vehicle, so we're just going to make our way, see if we can catch up with the vehicle at all. We're playing the guessing game of trying to find out where the vehicle's possibly gone towards.
In central London, the traffic cops aren't into guessing games. They've joined an operation to purge the capital of unsafe minicabs.
All the illegal minicabs for people coming out the West End ranked up on the proper black cab rank here. And due to the shortage of black cabs as well, they managed to sort of take over the territory. So what we're looking to do really is frustrate that activity and hopefully get some black cabs in here to take over the ground.
The ground has now been taken by the traffic cops. But this isn't just a witch hunt to allow London's black cabs a free rein.
Black cabs are tested and licensed cabs can be examined. Currently, there are still a number of minicabs which are not properly licensed, properly checked, and those vehicles are not safe. If the vehicle is not safe to be on the road, then it's wrong that we should be allowing that vehicle to be carrying people for a fare.
Within minutes of setting up, the traffic cops have an unsafe minicab. Another lawbreaker who'll be banned from driving any further.
It's just been put off the road for the fuel pump and filter hanging off the vehicle likely to strike the road. The heat shield of the exhaust system is in imminent danger of detachment. The driver's seat is so badly broken that it would injure him in the event of any minor accident. Rear and rear side bumper is likely to fall off, and the steering column has abnormal up and down movement which would affect the control of the vehicle in any emergency situation. The vehicle's a death trap. It's been put off the road and it's being removed by the London Borough of Westminster.
It's not only the minicab that has a problem. The driver has no licence and no insurance to carry passengers. Soon he will have no car.
If we took you to court for all the defects I've listed, there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of fines.
I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't appreciate what you're saying. And
I appreciate what that.
Understanding cuts little ice. The minicab will be taken away on the back of a lorry. Its driver has now done a runner.
He's been served with a PG9 prohibition reported for a traffic offence, and the council have informed him they're impounding his vehicle, at which point he has decided to storm off up the road and will not speak to anybody about it, and does not seem interested in where his vehicle's going.
Down south, PC's Irvine and Dooley are still on the lookout for the stolen Ford Orion taken from Bexley. They're searching the local car parks, where young joyriders often dump the cars they take.
We've come here in the hope that we may find this Orion. There's a remnants of a Ford Fiesta that nobody wanted anymore.
No trace. But PC Dooley isn't alone in working overtime tonight. His renowned sixth sense is also at it. The driver in front isn't in the Orion, but for Dooley, there's something not quite right.
Just a vehicle in front. Just looks quite a young driver. They've got seatbelts on. There's nothing else really to worry about, but see if we can get alongside it and have a quick look.
But there isn't time to test the senses. Reports are coming in from the control room that the stolen Orion has been seen again. Irvine and Dooley are after it.
Crayford towards one way, coming out towards us. Come towards us.
Wait for another vehicle to come with us before we won't stop.
Keep it going.
But other cops have stopped it.
The piece is now behind the vehicle, and it's in Crayford where we're going now. Hold on, chaps. Well done, Dave. 2-2's pulling up now,
A gang of 4 are in the car. They're all young men.
We've got them all detained.
Yeah, make your way over.
Yeah, received.
Hello, mate. Do you want to jump out for me, please?
Romeo Yankee 3 on the way.
Cheers, thank you. Just show me your hands, please. Yeah. Cheers, thank you. Okay. Is that your cap, is it? Yeah. I'll put it on your head for now. To say there's a typical car thief, I don't think you really can, but certainly the younger sort of stereotype of the joyrider with the baseball cap would generally fit into crimes I've dealt with in the past. Okay, do you understand why we stopped you?
Yeah, I heard
Turn
him
around
say,
for me, please,
I heard
sir.
him say something about
The vehicle's actually been apparently stolen, all right?
Am I going to get arrested?
At the moment, possibly, very possibly. Just keep looking that way for a minute, please.
At last, PC's Dooley and Irvine have some lawbreakers in custody. It's been a long time coming.
Is there anything may harm us if you cannot mention one question? Something which you later rely on court, and then you say maybe giving in evidence. Do you understand what I just told you?
You're under arrest for being allowed to be carried in a stolen motor vehicle. Okay? You don't have to say anything that may harm your defence if you don't mention where questioned. Something which you later rely on in court.
For all cops, this is what it's all about.
We won't be ringing your mum to bail you out as such. We'll be ringing mum or somebody as soon as we get to the police station. Because you're a juvenile, you're under the age of 17, so we need to inform an appropriate adult on your behalf.
Mind your head. Just mind your head. Get them off.
Motor vehicle crime in itself is getting out of hand. Whether it be cars being stolen or cars being stolen from, it's like a disease now.
How old are you, mate? 15. What's your mum going to say?
For the rest of the year, London's traffic cops will be maintaining their road safety campaign by going after drivers who break the law. The driver of the stolen Orion was given a community service order. His 3 passengers claimed they didn't know it was stolen. The man crushed under the forklift truck recovered and is back at work. No charges were brought against the owner of the school blazer found in the back of the Sierra chased by PCs Irvine and Dooley. Despite the evidence, they couldn't prove he was the joyrider.
Now, what do you think of posh Spies? Well, lover or hater, she's front page news, and she spills it all in the new series, Tabloid Tales, here on BBC One, after the news.